So hi guys, நான் வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு கேம் தமிழ் இன்னைக்கு காலையில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வேம்பயரோட பகமெண்ட் தான் பார்க்க போகிறோம். அப்புறம் எனக்கு அசஸ் ஹீரோ தான் வருது. நான் அத்தனை சொல்லி ஐயோ அப்படியே அது முட்டு பிடிச்சாச்சு. ஸோ நம்ம வந்து புது ஸ்டோரி ஆரம்பிப்போம். ஓகேவா, லெட்ஸ் கோ. நான் மிச்சத்திரி அரங்கில் தான் இருந்தேன். பட் இந்த கேம் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு ஆர்பிஜி ஸ்டைல் தான் இருக்கும் போல். ஸோ இதை முடிச்சுட்டு நம்ம மிச்சத்திரி ஆரம்பிப்போம். ஓகேவா, லெட்ஸ் கோ. கண்டினியூ ஆரம்பிக்கலாங்களா? இது கண்டஸ்லாம் மறந்து போச்சு.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reid.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
இங்கடா படிக்கட்டு காணோம். டு நாட் காஃப் இன் பப்ளிக்கா? என்னடா சொல்கிறீங்க? ஓ, அந்த பிளேக் இதாகிட்டு இருக்கோ.
Sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench.
It's locked, all right.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
I cannot enter. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Vampyr na coffin la thoonguvaanga apdi nadathikittu irukken.
The flower's dying. It needs water. It's locked. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana.
Rakesh,
Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this mall.
Yeah,
What do
Rakesh
you mean?
Rakesh.
You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful. Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these have no name. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
அவதான் போட்டு தள்ளிட்டோமே சார்
Are you
அதான் வேம்பயர்
afraid
மாதிரி
or
நினைக்கிறேன்
uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to take, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army,
ஓ ஆர்மியில்
I
எவ்வளோ
worked as
பார்த்துருக்கானப்பா
an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
என் கயன்ஸை குட்பில் விட நான் அந்த குட்பில் மட்டும்தான் தெரிஞ்ச சொல்லிட்டேன்
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we
Hi,
must
bro,
do
welcome
all
back.
the good we can
Welcome
while
back.
alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays.
என்னடா திடீர்னு இப்படி
If
ஆத்மாத்மா
I was
பேசிட்டு
to
இருக்கீங்க
never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yet, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
ஏன்டா அப்படி யோசிச்சிருக்கீங்க
So
யோசித்தனமா
you're ready to die? No, I am not.
சொல்லுங்க ப்ரோ என்ன நியூஸ்
Don't fear. Is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
நான் சாக அடைய மாட்டேன் பட் நான் என்ன சிஸ்டம் மற்றவங்க தான் வருத்தப்படும்
I am
அதுதான்
a
நான்
foolish
பயப்படுறேன்
man, but I like to think otherwise.
ரொம்ப தற்பரமாக பேச மாட்டுறாங்க நல்லவங்க நல்லா பேசுவானா
Goodbye, Mr. Chidama.
மாட்டேன்
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
PS Vitaவா PS Vita பழசு ப்ரோ ஆமாம் PS Vita அன்சார்ட்டட் கோல்டன் ஆப்பிள்னு ஒரு கேம் வந்திருக்கு பட் மோட்டர் கம்பேட் இருக்கான்னு தெரியாது எனக்கு பட் என்ன
I cannot enter.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidama.
PS Vita பழசு கிடையாதா
It's locked.
எத்தனை பழசு ஆமாம் ஆமாம் ப்ரோ விளையாண்டதில்லை பட் ஆனால் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது கேம் பிளே அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துருக்கேன் கேம் பிளே பார்த்துருக்கேன் ப்ரோ நல்லாயிருக்கும்
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Confirm your skill reinforcements. பிஎஸ் வீட்டா டூனே ஒன்று மஸ்ட்டு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வர கிடையாது ப்ரோ. பிஎஸ் வீட்டான்றது வந்து எப்படின்னா இப்போ நீங்கள் பழசு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கேம் அது ஹேண்ட்ஹெல்டு கேம் அடிப்பீங்க பார்த்தீங்களா, அதோட ஒரு வெர்ஷன் தான் பிஎஸ் வீட்டா. அது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அன்சார்டட் கேம் வந்திருக்கு, அன்சார்டட் கோல்டன் ஆப்பிள்னு வந்திருக்கு, மோட்டல் கம்பாட் கேம் வந்திருக்கும். ஏன்னா வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பிஎஸ் வீட்டா வந்து நார்மல் கன்சோல் மாதிரி தான். ஸோ கன்சோல் PS2 PS3 PS4 மாதிரி ஒரு கன்சோல் தான் வழியா. பட் ஆனால் அது எமுலேட்டர்னா நீங்கள் சொல்கிற எமுலேட்டர் தான் சொல்கிறீங்க. எமுலேட்டர் தான் சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. எமுலேட்டர்னு எனக்கு ஐடியாவே இல்லை, பட் நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க. ஆனால் எனக்கு தெரியாது ப்ரோ, மேபி இருக்கலாம், யாரும் தெரியும். பட் PS வீட்டான்றது ஒரு கன்சோல், கூகுள் கூட அடிச்சு பாருங்கள். PS வீட்டா ஒரு கன்சோல். PS வீட்டா 2ன்னு ஒன்று வரல. ஸோ PS வீட்டா 3 எப்படி வந்துச்சுன்னு ஐடியா இல்லை ப்ரோ. பாவீங்களா, அதெல்லாம் அப்டேட் கூட பண்ண முடியல.
If I'm to stay here until my...
Chapter 2.
I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
அதெல்லாம் தெரியாதுப்பா. இதெல்லாம் கடிச்சு கதறு.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
You are
I'm so sorry. I know
okay.
Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
என்னாச்சு?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. There was another box.
அதுக்கு
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drug shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
எப்படி?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
சோறுலாம் கிடையாது மா.
Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse. It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate.
If they were to find some... I cannot enter.
தெரியாம வெளியே போயிட்டேன்.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
It's locked. It's locked.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean. The chest has been reopened. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of... A sailor or a fisherman? A puncture over the left lung. Possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful.
அப்போ எதுக்கு
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
முட்டா பாயிலே
Tippett has made an egregious error.
இந்த வாண்டாடுறா
It's time we talked. Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
ஏய் என்னங்க திடீர்னு செத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன் இப்படி என்னோட பிடிக்கலங்க.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
என்னையா அது போட்டு சாவடிச்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஏத்த ப்ரோ, ஹாய் ப்ரோ, வணக்கம் ப்ரோ, வெல்கம் ப்ரோ, தேங்க்ஸ் ப்ரோ. அது தெரில ப்ரோ, அவர் தான் சொல்கிறார். பட் PS Vitaனா வந்து பார்த்தா அது ஒரு கன்சோல் தானே ப்ரோ. தெரில அவர் எதை பார்த்து சொல்கிறாருன்னு புரியல எனக்கு. மேபி இருக்கலாம், எனக்கு கூட தெரியாமல் இருக்கலாம். பட் PS Vita எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச வரை ஒரு கன்சோல் தான் எனக்கு தெரியும்.
It's locked, all right.
அதான் PSP கரெக்டு தானே. அதான் அப்போ நான் கரெக்டாக தான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். அப்போ அவர் என்ன சொல்கிறான்னு சத்தியமாக தெரில. PS Vita 2வும் வரல தானே ஆக்சுவலாக. ஏன்னா PS Vita 2வே வராமல் PS Vita 3 எப்படி எனக்கு தெரில எனக்கு. ஆமாம் ப்ரோ, அன்சார்ட்டட்லேருந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா பழைய ஒன்றும் இல்லை ப்ரோ. ஆக்சுவலாக இது தானே இருக்குது. ஐ மீன் அன்சார்ட்டட் கோல்டன் ஆப்பிள்னு தனியாக தானே இருக்குது. 1 2 3 அன்சார்ட்டட் பழைய அன்சார்ட்டட் கிடையாதுல்ல, கிடையாது தானே. இல்லை இருக்கா? இது வரைக்கும் இல்லைன்னு தான் நினைக்கிறேன். பார்க்க லைக் போட்டுப்பாங்க. ரொம்ப நன்றி. இல்லை புரியல, என்ன தான் பண்ணணும் இப்போ? golden abyss. Old abyss. Sorry. आता apple சொல்லிட்டேன். Okay. Abyss golden abyss. காட்டு. Yeah bro.
Yes, Doctor?
Please, could you point me in the direction of the morgue again?
It's the large boarded-up building behind the hospital. You can't miss it. The key I gave you will open the small back door to it.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane. Thank you.
எனக்கு புரியல.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Hey, Milton Hooks.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Goodbye, Milton.
என்னப்பா இதெல்லாம் இந்த டிப்பட்ஸ்ன்றவன் எங்கே போனா ஓகே, என்ன பண்ணுறது தெரியலையப்பா, தெரியலையே. இப்போ வந்திருக்கு பாருங்க அது இது. ஒரே நிமிஷம்.
It's locked, all right.
கேங் பேங் பண்ணுறாயா 3 பேர் இதை ஒரு தலை போட்டு தயா அந்த இடத்துக்கு ஏன் வந்தோன்னு இருக்கியா மறுபடியும். முடியல அடே தலக்க இங்கிட்டியா போகிறது போட்டு ஒரு கிண்டுறாங்க நம்மளை போட்டு. ஷபாடே முடியலடா ஓவராக பண்ணுறாங்கடா. இங்கிட்டு போனால் அங்கே போய் கொள்றேன், அங்கிட்டு போனால் இவன் மாதிரி ஒரு கிண்டுறாங்க.
Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. I cannot enter.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Yeah.
It's locked.
லாக்கடா எப்படா போகிறது? ஓகே.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
வணக்கம் வாப்பில் பண்ணுறேன்.
Fascinating, is it not?
என்னது மண்டை ஓடு?
In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body. Biology's penultimate frontier.
ஓகே, அப்போல்லாம் அதெல்லாம் ஃபியூ நியூவில்.
The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
அது இந்த உலகத்துலேயே நம்ம தான் பெஸ்ட்டு பிளட்டு ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணுறது பெஸ்ட்டான டாக்டர் இருந்தால் இப்போ ஒரு வேம்பயர் அப்படின்ட்டு அவனே ஒரு
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer.
நீ என்ன பண்ணா போட சொல்லிட்டு நான் என்ன போட தரலாங்க அப்படி தெரியும் இந்த
I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require
all your
newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the soul, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit.
Her
ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
என்னடா ட்ரெஸ் இது சோக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு. கூட பேசிட்டாருங்க இல்லையா?
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr.
Redfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
ஆயாவா அதை பொண்ணான்னு தெரில.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
ஆயா அசல இவங்க இப்போ ஃப்ளோ வராதாங்க? இல்லை ஆயா இல்லை பொண்ணுதா?
It's a pleasure to see you again.
அது கிராஃபிக்ஸ்ல அப்படி இருக்கு.
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vampire. The lady who saved me that night. Before vanishing into thin air.
அவளா இவன்?
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury.
அதனால தான் எனக்கு இது வரல ஃப்ளோ இது வாம்பயர் ஆக முடியாதுல.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate. He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Okay, யாரோ வந்து போட்டு தள்ளிட்டாங்களா?
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. The questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மாட்டிக்கிட்டா யார்கிட்ட வந்து இவ்வளோ இது ஐடென்டிட்டி வந்து இன்சப்பட்டு அது வந்து அந்த பிளாக்மெயில் வந்து காசு கொடுத்து வந்து இன்னும் கேட்குறான் போல். ஸோ ஹெல்ப்
If If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
That woman now.
Gossip queen போல எங்க எந்த எபிசோட்ல அவட
is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Simpletons, these nurses. With no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern.
intern.
Where's Dr. Swansea?
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts in the poor sod's vein.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut.
Really? Well,
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated.
How would you describe this?
It's serious. The flu is
Nurse Hawkins, this...
I wish I could believe you. But what if...
You must get a hold of him.
Sorry. I'm exhausted.
How long have you...
Long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You'd be surprised what...
Sorry, Doctor. I don't...
How is the Pembrokes?
Not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more...
Why is Milton grumpy?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned. Milton is not the chatty type.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of...
Let me guess. You spoke with that old Harriet Jones.
She could have been telling the truth about...
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if the nurse finds...
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones...
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what...
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Turtic brain. என்னப்பா பண்ற? ஏய் என்னப்பா இதெல்லாம் எங்கப்பா இருக்க? இதா இருக்கா? தாய் கிழவி.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a...
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reid. Do you really think we...
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan.
You mean you've never made a mistake?
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have...
The people who work here all come from very different...
Have you seen a strange man?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if... Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you heard of any underhand...
There are a lot of secrets round.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reid. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Dr. Timmins.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going?
I have no time for such trivia.
Corin, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die?
He was my patient. He died.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't.
What was the nature of the mistake?
What? It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Have you heard of any I will cover for you, Dr. Tibbets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
What will you do after you...
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island. I could buy a house there by the sea, read poetry, and wait for death.
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid, from the Pembroke...
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the...
How long have you been searching for?
I can't go there.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about him?
I'm Oswald's best friend.
What can you tell me about...
His name is Oswald Thatcher.
This is a dangerous...
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
Where was your friend the last time you...
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital.
This is a danger...
We were looking for the Pembroke...
He
He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go.
I have all the information.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
I cannot enter.
safe. Relax. Don't worry, we're safe.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
What a twist. Dorothy,
Don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
twist பாத்தியா?
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
ஓகே இவன் தான் ஃப்ரெண்டு நினைக்கிறேன். தங்க அப்படி
Are you
மாறிட்டியா?
injured, sir?
Help me get out of here.
Assault,
I need to
okay.
get out.
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher.
I
Please,
went
I
out
need to
for
get
that.
out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Okay, bye. அந்த பொண்ணோட எங்க இருக்கான்னு தெரியல. சாப்பிடு. என்ன ப்ரோ யூஸ் பண்றா? என்ன ப்ரோ யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா? அது பாஸா நினைச்சேன்டா. அப்பா
What sort of creature is this?
கொய்யால போட்டு ஒரு கிண்டி விட்டுருச்சியா? இந்த பாஸுக்கு நான் போட்டு சாவ அடிக்க போறேன் என்னைய. இப்போ ஏ12 பழைய மாடல் ப்ரோ. ஸோ அப்போ தான் ப்ரோ நீங்கள் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போதைக்கு கூட வாங்கணும். அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு வீடு அப்டேட் பண்ணுங்க. அப்படி இப்போ இருக்கிற ஃபோன் லேக் ஆச்சு சொன்னால் ஓகே, தப்புன்னு சொல்லலாம். தரமான பழைய ஃபோன் உங்களுக்கே தெரியுமே.
What sort of creature is this?
ஆஹா, என்ன இப்படி அடிக்குது?
sort of creature is this?
வாய்ப்பே இல்லை. ஸோ ஓகே மக்கள் சீக்கிரம் முடிச்சலாம். பிடிச்சி லைக் பண்ணி சார் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு பக்கத்து பில் பண்ணி சும்மா நீங்கள் போய்